Hello YouTube gang, welcome to Anime in a Nutshell. Today I'm going to be reviewing and rating The Promised Neverland Season 1. I am super hyped for The Promised Neverland Season 2 and wanted to give a little review before the new season drops. As usual, there'll be some spoilers here during the review and your immersion is at risk. As for the rating, we will be rating The Promised Neverland out of 10 based on these 4 categories: story, animation, character and character development, and MC bitch meter, which would be rated out of 5. Now let's get into it. Gang. The Promised Neverland takes place in an orphanage where a bunch of kids are being raised in hopes to get adopted. We are introduced to the 3 main characters of the story: Emma, who is an athletic smart girl who is often perceived as too nice; Norman, who is just the Einstein of the group, nothing gets past this guy; and Ray, who is also very smart, but is more of the tactician and strategist of the group. The show starts off as if it was a wholesome anime, where the members of the group are raised by Isabella, who they call Mama. Now Isabella raises these kids in a decent environment. They get tests assigned to them, time to play outside, and food and shelter. However, fast forward a bit, and this wholesome anime quickly changes into a nightmare after a huge plot twist. I mean, this one got me, boys. So remember the whole adoption process? Well, that was a lie. And Emma and Norman quickly realize this once they go to the gate to return a plushie that one of the members of the orphanage, Connie, forgot as she was getting adopted and was leaving that night. Turns out adoption equals Connie dead in a truck, and she is being shipped out as food for high-ranking demons. Oh boy, now that is a lot to take in. Emma and Norman quickly come to understand that they are not being raised in hopes of finding a family, but they are nothing more than farm animals, and Isabella is raising them as food for demons. From this point, the story is dedicated to the kids plotting an escape plan, and along the way, they start consulting other members of the group, like Gilda and Dawn, while also training the younger members physically and mentally to be prepared to escape by using games and other activities such as tag. After a lot of training and some big sacrifices, the anime ends off with the group escaping with all the members except the 4-year-olds, who Emma and the gang will come back for later. Now the story here is one to be loved, so it is getting a 9 out of 10. My reasoning here is that you have the good old plot twist right on episode 1 that just shatters the lives of all these children, and now the super loving Mama becomes the biggest enemy of the whole orphanage. So much of the story is also carried out in silence, which was done really great. You have the main protagonist trying to deceive Mama and act normal around her, all while Mama is investigating who witnessed the incident by the gate. You also have each character with their own purpose/goal in mind. Sister Crone wants to become a mom and is willing to betray Isabella for it. Norman just wants to make Emma happy, while Ray wants to keep Norman and Emma alive. I would say the only part of the story that loses some points was them killing off Sister Crone, and this might just be me, to be honest, nitpicking, but this part kind of fell off from a standpoint of keeping the produce alive. I'm not going to go too much into this as I would like to keep the video relatively short, but as I said, it might just be me. As for the animation, one thing I gotta say is facial expressions, and even more facial expressions. I mentioned earlier that a lot of the story is carried out in silence, and one of the reasons why that method was so successful was due to the facial expressions of the characters. You can tell how menacing Isabella looks while she questions Norman and Emma if they were at that gate that night. During the later episodes as well, while Emma and Ray are quote-unquote depressed and have given up on escaping, you can really feel the emotion through these drawings and facial expressions of these characters. Although that part was just Emma and Ray faking, but it really did have me fooled, and I thought at that point the anime was done and all hope was lost. The scenery as well in the anime is beautiful, as well as the music. The OP by Uberworld and the OST Norman themes are both just bangers. Then we have the drawing style as well, which really helps you fall in love with the characters. But at the same time, it makes you really worry and dread that one of these little kids will be the next one to get shipped out. And for that, animation is getting a 8.5 out of 10. The only places where the anime loses points here would be that I feel like a lot of the characters were drawn in a very similar fashion. Some of the characters kind of just look like copy pastas of the other characters, as well as the fact that the animation wasn't too sharp, as in it that it was definitely nice, but there were no scenes that were just too memorable. This may be just due to the fact that the anime was so plot driven, and there weren't many opportunities for the animation to be shown off in the anime. Alright, now let's cover some character and character development. The characters in the show leave little to be desired. You have the strong bond that the 3 main characters share, where each one of them are easily willing to sacrifice themselves for each other. But then you have Emma, who just strives to save everyone. She's got that shonen power, I tell ya. Then you have Norman and Ray, who are just consistently thinking ahead of the game and they consider every situation and problem that can occur. We also have a bunch of the other orphanage members like Gilda, Dawn, and Phil, and boy oh boy, can I just tell you something about Phil here? First of all, why the hell is this kid so smart? He's only 4. When I was 4, I didn't even know my own name. But Phil, he began the same score as Dawn on his test, who is 10, and is one of the smarter kids in the group. As for the character development, I would say this show has a ton of character development, whether it's Emma realizing that she should leave the 4-year-olds behind because they would not be able to escape with them, or Norman discovering that Ray is the traitor of the group, but then Ray has actually been preparing for this escape for 6 whole years and has been asking Mama for small rewards for being an informant that will help aid in this escape. On the other hand, we also have this whole orphanage training in secrecy to plot the escape. Can you imagine being between the age of 6 to 12 and someone just hits you up and they're like, hey, so listen, your mama is actually going to ship you out for a monster to kill you. I would go to my mom and snitch on Emma's ass so fast, aka I'd be dead. So granted how lovable and heartless these kids can be, character and character development is getting a 9.5 out of 10. Really, my only minor complaint on this end is that I wish they went into the personality / character traits of some of the other characters in the orphanage, as I feel like the kids who only got the most screen time are of course the 3 main MCs, then Dawn, Gilda, and Phil. But then at the same time, the anime was only 12 episodes, so I'm not gonna really ding it too much on that end. Alright, now let's drop all this serious shit with demons eating kids, and let's talk about the MC bitch meter a little. Now I know for these past few videos, all the MCs got a 5 out of 5 for not being a bitch, just because they're all chads. And well, let's go. The MC bitch meter here is 5 out of 5 again. I can't rate this any lower here, guys, I'm sorry. All 3 of the main characters are just extremely likable, and they all are so willing to sacrifice themselves so this escape can be successful. They may be 11-year-olds, but in no way are they bitches. I've seen grown-ass men bitchier than these little kids. One thing that deserves a mention was that in the beginning, Emma wanted to bring everyone along, which would be all the kids 4 and younger, which was kind of stupid when you kind of think about it, but I mean hashtag shonen power, because it's clear that they wouldn't be able to survive. But she ends up growing out of this, so I'm not gonna really ding her for this. Now with all that being said and done, The Promised Neverland is getting a 9.1 out of 10. I really enjoyed this anime, and I found the story and characters really left a great impression on me. I'm super pumped for season 2, but as I explained earlier, the anime is not without its flaws. Okay team, that's it for this one. As always, thank you for watching. If you guys liked the video, please like and subscribe, and I would love for you guys to comment below on the next anime you would like me to review. Peace out.